Remember to focus, practice, visualize, and achieve. Don't give up. Most importantly, people love to talk about themselves, their lives, and their passions. Hi, friends. Stephen Harrington, Dakota with Agency Performance Partners. Today, we're going to talk about quite a few different things that have to do with building business relationships or building strong business relationships. It's important to remember that it's impossible to build an effective network overnight, and that there's lots of different types of connections that you need to be truly successful in business. Even if we make each connection special, we still have to ensure that we'll have a wonderful relationship, and these are some things that we can do to help with that. The first one to talk about is OMG, which is one main goal. Set a simple goal for yourself before each meeting, event, or conversation with a prospective business partner, such as meet two people that are in the mortgage business and see what makes each one unique. By setting one goal and focusing on it, you can alleviate the fear of the unknown. Another great goal is to try to talk to other insurance agents at an event to see what they specialize in. Set your goal and stick to it. If you find yourself achieving your goal early in the event, quickly challenge yourself to another goal. Then the next time you attend an event, up your game. When you are not able to achieve your goal, don't give up. Remember to focus, practice, visualize, and achieve. I think that networking isn't about collecting contacts. Networking isn't about collecting contacts. It's about planting relationships. And that was a quote by an unknown person that I've seen over the years. And I think it's a really good reminder. It's like planting seeds. We're going to let people know a little bit about who we are. And although something might not happen right away, we're going to let that grow after we nurture it and hope for an amazing garden business relationship. Number 2 of the 5 steps is MMM, or meet, mingle, memorize, or When entering a room, make sure to smile and make eye contact with people. Be courteous to those who might be greeting you. People tend to watch doorways to see who's entering. You don't want your first impression to be bad. A huge part of successful networking is managing your actions and expressions. It's also important to not become so involved in a conversation that you don't have time to meet somebody new. So if you take a mental note of some key points of the conversation or something special about the person that you spoke with, you can use that again in the future. It'll also help you remember who they are. It's also of the utmost importance that you be well groomed. Everybody remembers the person whose hair was messy, breath was bad, or clothing was inappropriate, but they also remember the person who's dressed well and looks polished and professional. So when I say that, I don't mean you necessarily have to wear a suit or a fancy dress or something too high-end to impress people, but dress appropriate for the situation. If you're going to an event at a ball game, probably dress a lot more casual. If you're going to business mixer at attorney's office or bank, you might want to dress a little nicer. So just make sure you're dressing for the occasion. Make sure you're wrinkle-free, and also avoid excess scents such as too much perfume or cologne. Just really be aware of yourself and the image you're presenting. We want to make sure that we are not being remembered as the messy person. After that is what, W-H-A-T, what is your industry? Hobbies, all about them, and tell me more. The best questions are the ones that are not a simple yes or no. So who is your ideal prospect? What is your greatest accomplishment this year? What do you do in your free time? Not all conversations need to lead to a sale. Building a connection with somebody that has similar interests can lead to stronger connections that are not just sales-based. Most importantly, people love to talk about themselves, their lives, and their passions. These things bring them joy. They also like it when they get to talk about other things that they enjoy. Asking these types of questions leads to an easier conversation. So really making sure that we are focusing on the person. What is their industry? What are their hobbies? Tell me more about that. Associate each person with the personal and professional facts that you can get out of these conversations. For example, I have 20 chickens, and I work with insurance agencies to help them become ridiculously amazing. I've been in the insurance industry for over 20 years, and I have 2 trailers. Any of those facts can be used in the future. So when you're reaching out to me, you could say, hey, when was the last time you went camping? Or how are those chickens doing? And I would instantly be warmer and kinder because I'd know you knew me a little bit and you weren't a stranger. So really using those to build relationships is very important. We also need to offer value, V-A-L-U-E. We need to volunteer, align, listen, understand, and engage. We need to add value to all relationships. We need to give freely of our time, connections, knowledge, etc., and expect nothing in return. What are you amazing at that other people need help with is the real question. I mean, what is something you're really good with? And what could you help other people learn? What do you know that can help others solve their problems and be known as a resource and surround yourself with people that are valued as resources as well? That for years, when I was out networking and having to build business relationships with people I knew nothing about, I would always offer to assist in some way, like, oh, did you want to learn more about your insurance policy? Or what can I really add value to? If you're part of a chamber or civic organization, community club, board of directors, etc., take time to be involved and present with them. Get to know each member of the organization and see what needs there are within the group. Volunteer to work the welcome table or the registration desk. This is another thing I did quite a bit when I was new to networking and building those business relationships is I volunteered with the chamber to work the registration desk at all the events I could attend. Not only did it help me get to learn people's names and what they did because I would be handing out the name tags or marking them off on a list, it also helped me build connections because people would see me and be like, oh, I see you all the time. You're at every event. And it's not because I was out wandering around talking to people. It was simply because they saw my face over and over and over again. So what happened is over time, they got familiar with me. They got more comfortable with me. And then they wanted to know more about me. And I already knew some information about them. You could also do something like send out the monthly newsletter or welcome any new members that join the group or club. That's another great way to get name recognition and your name out in the community. It also helps with brand recognition. By putting a little extra effort, you start to build a network without even knowing it. And lastly, we have SLOW, SLOW. Strategic and logical often wins. By strategically communicating in a logical way, you can often win the attention and approval of a prospective business partner. There's nothing worse than the promise of a follow-up when nothing happens. Set a realistic expectation and keep true to your word. Set aside time each week on a calendar to follow up with people you just met and to foster the relationships you already have. Again, you need to foster the relationships you already have, but still need to spend some time finding new relationships as well. It's imperative to ask for their preferred contact method as well. Email, mail, text, fax, LinkedIn, cell, office number. A lot of people have a very specific way they like to be contacted. If you text me, I'm horrible at responding to text. But if you give me a call, I am very good about returning phone calls. My other half is horrible about returning emails or phone calls, but amazing at responding to text. If you know the best way to connect with them, that'll go a long way in building that relationship. Also, make sure you adapt to their preference. It's about them and not you. When connecting, make sure you send a message about a conversation that you would like to continue or why you want to connect. Especially on LinkedIn, people want to know why you want to connect. I mean, I understand it's a networking platform for professionals, but a little note goes a long way. So make sure you're sending a little message about, hey, it was great to see you at XYZ event, or I love talking about your dog, whatever that may be, just so they know that it is more of a personal connection. And then follow up regularly so you don't become forgotten. One thing to also think about is handwritten notes. I know it seems a little old fashioned and old timey, but it goes a long way in people remembering you. Whenever somebody would join the local chamber that I was a part of, I would send out a note that just said, hey, welcome to the community. So glad to have you be part of the chamber. If there's anything I can do to answer questions about your membership or questions in general about insurance, I'd be happy to talk to you. Here's my card. And those were always handwritten. It was just so that people would become familiar with me and who I was, or I would invite them to an event with a handwritten note saying, hey, I'd love to see you at the XYZ event. If you'd come, I'd be happy to introduce you to some people. Please let me know if you can make it. And it really makes yourself memorable. A lot of people keep those handwritten cards, or they remember the people that send them the handwritten cards because they don't get them very often. No matter what your comfort level is with networking, remember to take small steps and to try new things. So in closing, you don't even have to leave your desk for this to work. The next time you have a great conversation with a client, mortgage lender, or community member, simply ask them for a referral. Let the person know that you enjoy talking to them and would like to work with more people just like them. This will make them feel good. And with any luck, the next time somebody asks about insurance, they'll remember your kind words and will send the lead to you. Small tasks can lead to large rewards. But most importantly, be yourself, be bold, be daring. The worst thing that'll happen is one person may dislike you, but 10 others will adore you. Build your own tribe. Surround yourself with people you adore. It makes work so much better. If we all drank tea, there'd be no tequila. If you'd like to learn more about agency performance partners, our sales or retention programs, our WOW customer service, we have so many things to offer you guys. Make sure you check out our website at agencyperformancepartners.com, or you can also check out our online school at agencyperformancepartners.com/agency-school/. I look forward to talking with y'all soon. If you have any questions or need anything further, feel free to reach out. Bye-bye.